and open in your laptop. So I'm sharing one file today. We have to learn the how to use all the different types of the formulas in our Excel. Okay, download that file and open it. Let me know after finishing off your download.
सर झाले डाउनलोड.
Okay, then open it. Everyone give me confirmation that you have downloaded the file. Should we start?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, uh, I hope that you have gone through yesterday's lecture. There we have started the Excel, and there we saw how to draw a pivot table as our convenience. So that was topic completed by yesterday. From the today, we have to start the topic of the different formulas in Excel. How to use the different types of the formulas in Excel. Okay, these are the basic things, and mainly whatever we are learning, all this formula that we are going to again repeat in our Power BI class. Similarly, there we are going to write down the formula similarly like here, whatever we are writing our formula. Okay. So let us start with our first formula, that is of the find out the maximum and the minimum number. Right. Now here we have the different types of the approaches. Something like we have the employee ID, their names, age, gender, their job title, salary, their start date, and the end date. So like this way we have our data. Now we can find out the maximum and minimum of numbers only, right? We can't find out the maximum and the minimum of the categorical values. Otherwise you can say that the object types of the data, right? Something like the name, job title. So these are the objects, not any numbers, right? So this is the not a numerical data. This is the categorical data, right? And we already seen that in our class of the stats that there are the two types of the data set, right? Quantitative and the qualitative, right? I hope that you did the revision of that stats class there. Okay, so we can find out only minimum and maximum data of the quantitative data, right? Quantitative, that means we can count it, not of the qualitative data, right? So we have to start with the finding out the maximum and the minimum number. Okay, now look at here for the maximum number. Now anytime, otherwise whenever we have to use any formula, so in Excel, we have to start with the write down of the equals to. Okay. After the equals to, we have to write down whatever formula we have to write here. That is of the max. Okay. Now I have selected the max, and inside the uh, our parenthesis, we are going to write down the range. From this range, I want the maximum. Look at here. Now I have selected this range of the date. Okay, and simply I will complete my parenthesis and I will simply press enter. Now look at here, whatever data I have selected from that range, it is giving me the maximum number. And what is that maximum number? This is the maximum date, right? So the conclusion of this is that we can find out the maximum and the minimum dates also, not only the numbers, right? Okay. Now similarly, we will find out the minimum date equal to minimum parenthesis. Now select your range. Let us say that I have to find out the minimum number, otherwise minimum date from this of the range. Now I will complete my parenthesis and I will simply press enter. Now look at here. This is giving me the minimum date. Minimum date, right? So this is the very simple because we have already learned the NumPy pandas, right? So this maybe things will be a little bit tricky for you because we are using simply method in the NumPy and the pandas. But at least we should know about how to use in this Excel also, right? Now let us say that I have to find out the maximum salary, max salary, right? So I will simply use the formula of max is equal to, first of all write down is equal to, then max, then parenthesis. Now select your range. From all of this range, give me the maximum salary. Okay. Now this one is the maximum salary from this column of a salary, right? Similarly, if we have to find out the maximum age, we can simply find out by using is equal to maximum of our, select the range, complete the bracket, press enter. Similarly, we can find out the minimum age. Okay. So for the minimum age, we have the formula like is equal to MIN minimum of this area, otherwise this of data, complete, enter. Now this is the minimum age and this is the maximum age, right? So like this way we can find out the minimum and the maximum numbers. So do you have any doubt till here? Clear? Give me confirmation.
Yes, sir, clear.
Clear? So write down. If you are going to face any problem, then let me know that. First of all, complete this minimum and maximum. Then we will move to the if and ifs conditions. everyone completed that the formula of minimum and the maximum number. Okay. Now let us move to the next sheet. Now look at here. This is our first sheet. This is our second sheet. Okay. So these are the sheets known as the sheets. Okay. Now let us move to the next formula of if and ifs condition. Okay. Now look at here one pattern that whenever you are going to write down any formula, look at here. Now I am writing is equal to. Now I am writing if. Okay. Now look at here. Whenever I am using this if, now this is giving me few ideas that first of all he is telling me that you have to write down the logical test. चालेल. वरती बोललं थांबा म्हणून खाली आलो. थांबा मी आत जाऊन बसतोय. Okay. Uh, Sorry for the inconvenience. Now look at here. Whenever I'm writing down any formula, look at here again is equal to. Now whenever I am opening my bracket, okay. Now this is giving me some idea that you have to first of all write down the test. Logical test. Okay. Now look at here. I am writing down my here logic that let us say that this is the my area, otherwise this is the my data. Okay. Now otherwise this is the my data. Okay. Now if my this data is less than let us say less than mm, 30. If it is less than 30, what I have to do? Look at here. I am writing down now comma. Okay, I am writing down now comma. After the comma, I have to write down what if my condition will be true. So I will simply write down that if my values is less than 30, I will simply write down one message that is quotes. Okay. Now that message will be less than. Okay. Less than okay, only less than 30. Okay. And what if my value will be false? Okay. At that time I will be simply write down that not, sorry, I have to write down quotes, not less than 30. Okay. Now I will close my parenthesis and I will press enter. Now this is showing me not less than 30, because 30 is not less than 30. But now I will look at here. Now I am going in the corner of my this cell. Now this is whenever I am shifting to the my corner cell. So this is giving me one plus sign. Okay. That means now we can drag and drop this formula to the all row. Now I am double clicking on this, and now simply I am shifting down till here. Okay, now this same formula is now applied on all these cells. Now look at here, whenever we have again value of 30, now at that time again it is showing that not less than 30. But whenever our value is less than 30, at that time it is showing less than 30. But whenever it is greater than 13, at that time it is showing that it is a greater than, not less than 30. Okay, so like that way we can write down as our convenience whatever message we have to write down. If we don't want to write down any name there, so simply we can write down their number, right? So like that way we can write down here values simply. Otherwise there is another option that we can write down here, that is of the true and the false. If our value is less than 30, simply write down true. If our value is not less than 30, simply write down false. We can write down like that one also. Okay. So now look at here again. We will write down in the format of the true and the false. Okay. Now focus here. Again, I'm writing down that similar formula is equal to. Now let us take the column of the salary. Okay. Now, first of all, let me see that salaries are 40 by 30. Okay. Okay. Now, I will do the split of the 50 greater than 50,000 and less than 50,000. Okay. Now, here again, I am writing down the condition of a if. Okay. And I am opening my parenthesis. Now, first of all, I have to select the area by this area. Now, I have to write down the logic. My value will be my value should be greater than 50,000. 50,000. Okay. And if my value will be greater than 50,000, so simply write down the message of the true. Inside the quotes, we can write down the true. And if our value will be not less than 50,000, simply we can write down the false. Okay. Now let us execute this one. Okay, now this is showing here the false because our value, otherwise our salary is now less than 50,000, right? That's why it is executing the false. Now let us drag and drop to the entire column. Now look at here, this is 36,000, that's why it is writing down false. But whenever this value salary is coming at a 63,000, at that time it is showing as a true. 47,000 showing false, 50,000 showing false. It should be 50,000 and greater than 50,000. Okay. Now 65,000 showing true, 41,000 false, false, false. Right? Similarly, like that way, we can write down the our formula of a if. So tell me, can you write down this formula, or should you have? Do you have any doubt? Clear till here? Give me confirmation. Okay, then start to write down this formula of if. Then we will learn the ifs, how to write down multiple conditions. Okay, let us start for the multiple if condition. Okay, now uh, whenever we are writing our code, so at that time we are writing the conditions like the if, else, otherwise the if, elif, else. Like that way, we write down our codes in a Python. But inside the Excel, that thing is little bit tricky. Okay. Now here we have to write down the multiple conditions like here. Look at here. Now I am writing the only if condition. Okay. Look at here. I am writing only the if condition. Okay. And similarly, first of all, I will write down the logic. Something like this. If my salary is let us say that greater than no, so we'll take the less 30,000. Is there any value? 30,000? No. So we will take directly 35,000. If my salary is less than 35,000, so at that time I will write down that mm, category A. So I have to write down the only. Let us start with the C. Okay, I have to write down C. Okay, now look at here inside the false. That means what if that condition is not satisfying? What if my salary is not less than 35,000? So that is coming in the elif condition. Okay, so that's why here again we will write down again the if condition. Again I am writing if condition. Again if again my this area. Again I have to select whatever my area. Again what if, okay, first of all let me write down the logic for the elif. So now I am taking if my salary is now less than let us take the 40,000. No, not 40,000. Let us take less than 50,000. Okay, less than 50,000. So at that time we will write down the B. Okay, at that time we will write down the B. Now after the comma, I have to write down what if my value is uh, less other than 50,000, right? So at that time, now I will write down the C. Okay, at that time I will write down the C. That means whatever will be my salaries other than less than 50,000, those will be come in the category of the C. Now I have to close my all the parentheses. One, okay, how much we open? One, two. We have to close it twice. Okay, now look at here. This is coming in the category of a P. That means this is the less than 50,000. That's why it is showing. First of all, it will check with the it is less than 35,000. No, then it will go to the our false condition. That's why at that false condition again we have written one code that now check that it is less than 50,000 or not. Yeah, now this is the less than 50,000, so that's why we have to write down B. Otherwise, it will write down the C. Now I will apply to the entire this. Now look at here. Whenever I have my salary is less than 50,000, they written 36,000. Whenever my salary is less than 35,000, there is nothing any value of a 30,000. But let me write down one value of a 25,000. Now I will simply look at here. Now this is coming in the category of a C. Okay, so like that way it is getting executed. Mm, let me show you this again thing inside our whiteboard. The पेन कुठे गेला का तुम्हाला कॉल करायचा का हा हा मी पाहिला ना मग काय मी काय लगेच क्लास झाला की चालू करू शकतो हा लिंक okay. Now look at here the code whatever we have written here. Now look at here, I am writing this code in a Python by using if. If my salary is less than 35,000, at that time you have to simply print, let us say that C, right? At that time, not. Let me check again that if my salary is okay, I have to print C, right? So now I'm using elif. Here again I am checking my salary is now less than 50,000 or not. If it is less than 50,000, simply print out B. Okay. Simply I have did one mistake there. That is of the I have written the wisely C there. I think so. Right. I have to write down A here. That's why I am getting confusing. I have to write down A here. Okay. Now let me execute this to the all of this. Yeah. So whatever will be my salary is now greater than 60,000, those will be come in the category of A. Okay. Okay. Now inside the else condition, if I will simply printing A, right? That means if my salary is less than 30,000, at that time it will show me the C. If my salary is now less than 50,000, at that time this will be showing my B category. Otherwise, this will be showing me A category. What is meaning of this A category? Meaning of this is that my salary is now greater than 50,000. My salary is now greater than 50,000. So that's why at that time this will show me the A. Now, how we have written here formula in Excel. Now look at here. First of all, I'm writing down with the if condition. Look at here. I'm writing down with the if condition, and I'm opening my parenthesis. And here I'm selecting my area. Otherwise, you can say my cells. Okay. So I'm selecting my cells, and I'm writing down my logic. That is now check that cells having the numbers is less than how much 35,000 or not. 35,000 or not. If it is less than 35,000, then simply write down the C. Otherwise, what if it is not less than 35,000? So at that time, you have to check that. Now look at here. This is your, let me show you with the another color. So this is your area of your logic, whatever you are writing down, and this is your area if your value is true. What if your value will be false? That means not less than 35,000. So at that time, again, I am writing down more if condition. Again, I am writing down again if condition. Again, I am writing down my cells here. So now cells, and again now I'm changing my logic. Now my salary is now check that if it is a less than 50,000 or not. If it is a less than 50,000, so at that time you have to write down the category of B. Okay, category of B. And if this condition is not satisfying, then simply write down the category of A. Meaning of, and close this up twice because we have this if condition again for this if condition. Okay. I hope that you got the meaning of this multiple if condition, how to write down the multiple if condition. And I think that there is the latest version inside that is available the ifs. Okay, but you can write down by using if condition. Okay, clear till here? Give me confirmation fast.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so write down, write down. Okay, completed that multi one more formula of a length. Okay, now we have okay now job title whatever write down the formula of length. It is very simple. Is equal to len that whatever we have written in a Python, and again the parenthesis and the text. Let us say I want to check the length of this salesman. Close the bracket, enter. It is having the length of a 8. Okay, so similarly I can drag and drop for that specific column. So this is giving me entire the length of these things. I don't think so that there is any new thing for to, because you have already used this length function in a Python, right? So I think that you will able to write down this formula in easy manner way. So what we will do tomorrow, we have our session of LinkedIn and the resume building, right? And that we are going to conduct on tomorrow. So I will let you know the timing of tomorrow sessions uh, before 6 p.m. today. Okay, so don't miss out to join tomorrow's class, because again I am going to explain a very important steps. Those are going to important to your jobs, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so today we will stop till here, and we'll continue on tomorrow. Don't forget to join tomorrow session. That session is going to be very important. Okay, definitely I will record that session, but don't miss out to join tomorrow's session. Okay, so we will stop here and we will continue on